Now that the Buffalo Bills have finished yet another unremarkable season for the 17th consecutive fucking season, it's hard for me to believe that the Music City Miracle happened when I was a little over a year removed from high school. I was 19 years old when the Music City Miracle happened, and I'm 36 years old, and we haven't made the playoffs since. So you can understand my frustration with the Buffalo Bills. Now that we've gotten rid of Rex and Rob Ryan, who I didn't like the hiring when I heard about it. I'm open to anybody. I'm open to anybody becoming head coach. And former Bills coach Marv Levy, unlike General Sherman, has stated that if asked, he will serve. Marv Levy told a radio station that he would come back to coach the Buffalo Bills if they asked him. Quote, it was one of those things where after 47 years of coaching, I really needed to get that deep breath to step aside. Talking about when he retired in 1997. But after a couple of years passed, I very much would have liked to come back. Marv Levy, of course, coached the Buffalo Bills when they were at their zenith, when they reached 4 consecutive Super Bowls in the early to mid-90s. Unfortunately, they lost every single one of them. The problem, of course, with Marv Levy is his age. When he retired in 1997, he was 72 years old, and that tied him with George Halas for the oldest serving head coach in NFL history. And Marv Levy is now 91 years old. I believe if he was hired to be head coach by the time the next season starts, he'd be 92 years old. The problem, I'm trying to think of another coach in pro sports history that was that old. I can't think of any. The closest I can think of is Connie Mack when he coached the A's. I think they were the Philadelphia Athletics back when he coached them. And I think when he retired, he was something like 87 years old. So I think if Marv Levy was hired to be a head coach or, of any team, let alone the Buffalo Bills, he'd be by far the oldest coach in pro sports history. And I like Marv Levy, but this has to be said. When you think of a 92-year-old trying to be at the helm of a very high-stress position like that, you have to worry about a guy croaking during the season. I know that sounds a little harsh, but that's the truth. But tell me what you guys think. Well, really, Buffalo Bills fans in particular, but tell me what you guys think about this.